Hey guys, Mike on a bike. Long time no see. I know. I haven't posted any videos in probably a couple of years, really, because the bike has been set up just like I want. I haven't done anything to it, and I don't plan on really doing anything to it because it's set up just like I want it. So all I've really been doing is getting rid of old parts. We've sold the rear fender. I've sold the factory seat. Somebody wanted the factory seat. I don't know why, but anyway. If you got old parts sitting around, factory parts that you don't want, post them on eBay. Somebody will buy them. I can testify to that. I've sold the front turn signals, rear turn signals, everything. So the only thing that I've had left in the shop is this exhaust, and I've kind of been back and forth with whether or not to sell it. The exhaust is heavy, it's bulky, it would cost a ton to ship. I could probably strip the heat shields off of it and sell those, but honestly, they're kind of scuffed up, so I don't know that anybody would want them. So this thing's just been sitting in the corner of my shop for a while, taking up room. Factory exhaust is probably the first thing anybody takes off of a bike, whether it's an Indian or Harley. Nobody wants factory exhaust. So what I've done, or what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to turn this thing into some industrial art. I'm going to actually change it into a lamp. So I'm going to put some bulbs in here, and I'm going to run the wires through it. We'll probably put it on a foot dimmer. I mean, not a dimmer, I'm sorry, a foot switch to turn it on and off, just because I've got one in the shop somewhere. So that's the project for today. Stay tuned. Okay, so for parts, I bought some lamp cord at Ace. I bought two of these sockets. They are U-clip sockets. They're just the standard light bulb size. I didn't get candelabra or anything like that. And then a couple of bulbs. So these are just kind of low profile bulbs because I wanted something that would set down inside the exhaust. I think this might be for a night light or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But two of these. I'll show you that in a second. Two bulbs. Some wiring. I'm probably going to need some wire nuts. Don't know exactly what else, but if I do come across something else that I need, I'll let you know about it. Let's get started. So when looking at the exhaust, I think it's probably going to be, rather than run the wires all the way down the inside and out the bottom, because then I'd have to drill a hole somewhere in here, I think I'm just going to pull the tips off and run the wiring down this pipe, both sides, make the connection down in here, and run the cord. I don't know, there's that hole. I might be using that hole either for a switch or to run the cord out and then down. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. But either way, I'm gonna have to take the tips off. Pulling tips off is going to be pretty straightforward. There's just 3 bolts that hold the shrouds, kind of the heat shrouds, to each other. And then there's these clamps right here. So I'm going to loosen both those clamps, pull out those 3 bolts, and hopefully it'll slip right off. So these were a little bit stubborn, but not too bad. I haven't got them completely off yet, but you can see that I'm getting some separation. Really what I'm doing here is I just loosened up both these clamps and put a little bit of penetrating oil in here. You can kind of see where that shield is split. Sorry, it didn't focus. So I put a little bit of penetrating oil in there, and then just with the rubber mallet, I've been hitting this pipe here, and I've been hitting this clamp here, and it's just working its way out slowly. Okay, so as always, living and learning. The wire that I bought, the lamp cord that you saw earlier, is only 8 feet. And I probably needed a longer one, but that's the only size they had. So what I'm going to do is use some, it's not really Romex, it's a cord that I cut off of, I don't know, probably a power tool or something. So I'm going to use it just to extend all of this, but I had to end up using a fish tape. I probably could have just pushed the wire through, but I was getting it hung up on some stuff, and so just to make life easy, I used a fish tape down the long pipe. And then with this piece of wire here that I found, that, like I said, I think I cut that off of some type of power tool. So I'm just going to use this fish tape to pull it up and all the way through. All right, so I got that fished through there. That was pretty easy. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the other end of this wire, go back up the same pipe, make this bend. That's why I've got a bend in the end of this wire, so that it'll make it easier for me to make this bend, and then try to catch this with the fish tape through this end. That's the plan. You hear those assholes out there riding their motorcycles this morning? Man, I should be doing that. Yeah, so that wire that was coming out of here, I just ran it back through, like I said, made this turn. Oddly enough, it kind of started coming back in here, and it was easier for me just to get some long pliers, needle nose pliers, and grab the end of it and pull it out, and then feed it back through here, pull all that slack out, feed it back through here. So now the wire just runs out of here, down through this, across here, back up, and out this. Then I'm going to wire these U-clips that I was talking about earlier to the end of this one, and I'll do the same thing on the other side, but I'll also wire in the cord lamp at the same spot. And the cord lamp's actually going to end up coming out here, I've decided, rather than drill a hole down here somewhere. This one's already here, so I'm just going to use it. I had thought about using an on-off switch here or right there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to run the cord all the way down the end of this, down to the floor, and then put in a floor switch like I was talking about earlier. So that's the plan. This is the socket. It's just your standard size light bulb socket, but it's called a U-clip on the package. It's got these spring tension clips with a little hook right here. Inside the pipe, and there's a little lip right here. And this part clips right over it to where it can't be pushed down any further into the pipe. And there's enough tension in these springs that it holds it in place. So it's actually just a perfect solution for what I'm trying to do today. The wiring. I feel like I should make some kind of disclaimer here. So do not attempt to wire this yourself. Hire a licensed, qualified, trusted electrician to do all the wiring for you. Okay, so I've just been pulling the excess back through. I did tape all that together, taped all the wire connectors on and taped it back to the main wire itself, just so nothing pulls apart. And just got to push this thing in the end of the pipe now. So that's what it's going to look like. So that side is wired. I just need to take the lamp cord that I got from the hardware store, and I'm going to fish it through this hole back up here, and then when I wire up the other socket to this side, I'm going to wire in this lamp cord at the same time, and that way the lamp cord is actually going to come out here, and then it'll run down to the outlet from there. So in this hole out here, wire this with the socket, tape it. Your licensed, qualified, trusted electrician will do that for you. And that, my friends, is a wrap. That is a 2018 Indian Scout Bobber exhaust pipe lamp. You can see that lamp cord came out right there. And then I just zip tied it in a couple of places through the heat shields. And right now it's just plugged in to an extension cord, but I'm going to put a foot switch on it. And yeah, it's not just a piece of junk taking up room in my shop anymore. It's a corner lamp. Like and subscribe, follow if you would. I'll see you on the next one.